Hey there, let me show you how to get started with your Fullgap account in a few short steps. First, head over to fullgap.co to create a free account, but for the purpose of this video, I'll be using our demo account. On your dashboard here, you have everything that has to do with your account. Over here, we have your task. Here we have all your projects, all previously created projects. Here we have your contact, your client over here. Then in finance, we have an aggregate of all the transactions that has happened in your account. And here we have all your contracts, your agreements with your clients. But for all of that to be populated, we need to have a new project. So let's create a new project. Go ahead to give your project an appropriate title and description. After that, you can decide if you want to have an invoice and agreement attached to this particular project. And then select your client. You can create a new client, an individual or company client, but let's use an existing client for the purpose of this video. And then you can go ahead to attach the currency for this particular project. You can add a new currency if you want, but let's use Naira for the purpose of this project. After selecting your client and currency, you can then go ahead to break your project down into deliverables and then further into tasks. You can set due dates for your deliverables and also for each of your tasks. This not only makes it easier for you to go through your project step by step, it also makes it easier for your client as well because they get to see what you're doing part-time and it inspires confidence in your process. If you want, you can also set prices for your deliverables and this goes towards your total charge for the entire project. If any of your deliverables have similarities, you can just duplicate them and then change the tiny details. If you're satisfied with this, let's continue to the next page. So here you have your payment schedule. You can require a deposit if you want, and then specify what percentage you want to collect as a deposit. You can decide to invoice on each deliverable, or you can set a custom invoicing schedule. Let's go with the standard one this time. So set a date for your final payment. And after that is done, you can continue to the next process. So you can decide if you want to use an agreement or not for this project. But if you do decide to use an agreement, you can also go ahead to check it out, edit it if you want, and make sure that it is perfect for you and your project. Once this is done, you can go ahead to save and exit. And after that, click the checkbox to show that you have reviewed and approved this particular contract for your project. Now we're ready to send this project to the client. Let's copy this link and see what our client sees. So over here, we have an entire project scope that details everything that we just put in for this project earlier. We also have the invoice and this where they can pay you through. And then they can also go through the contract that you've drawn up for them. And they can sign from here as well. Now let's go back to our project. So over here, you can start the project and get the party going. And here you can add someone to the project as well, maybe a client that you're working with that you also want to have access, or a project member who is going to be fulfilling the project with you. Now let me show you something cool. On your task dashboard right here, each time you mark a task as done, it also reflects on the client scope. That link that we initially sent to them right here, it is reflected as done as well. So now back to our project. For effective project management, you can change your list view for your task to a board view, and you can drag and drop as required. So what are you waiting for? Head over to fullgap.co to get started today.